Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the Be the Light Inspirational Speaker Hour. I'm so excited for everyone to be here tonight. We have some amazing speakers coming on with us. And first, I wanted to just welcome you all here and talk a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. Believe it or not, this group has only been open for 5 days. And I just started it on Saturday, and we already have over 560 members in this group. It is crazy. It's growing so fast because in this dark time, everyone is looking for inspiration and love and light and to be uplifted. So I want to share the light with everyone. I want to share the love and give everyone a break from what's going on in the world. So that's what this group is all about. Positivity, love, light, big virtual hugs, sharing the light virtually, and to support you in seeing the good in the world in a time where there is a lot of negativity and sadness. So you are encouraged to share your love and your light and your positive messages in this group and any good that you are seeing happening around the world. Okay. And I encourage you to share the group too. We want to grow this group far and wide. So invite your friends who need light and love. The more people who are in this group, the bigger ripple effect we can have across the globe. So I would love to see 1,000 members in this group by the end of the weekends. Okay. That is my goal. So please share this group, share this video, hit share on the video right now so that your friends and family members can watch this inspirational speaker hour tonight, and let's brighten up some lives tonight. So I am planning to have one speaker hour once a week with incredible speakers from around the world who are doing amazing things to create a better community and a better world. So that being said, I want to welcome all of my speakers here tonight. You can see everyone here. We have Maggie Schreiber, Stephanie Hyde, Jake Valentine, and Jenny Ritchie. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here.
Hey,
thank you for being here.
Hey. Hi.
Thank you. So we're just going to jump right in. We have an hour, and everyone is going to speak tonight for just a few minutes to share some love and light and inspiration with you. And we're going to start with Maggie Schreiber. Maggie's a certified Oracle guide and Anam Cara coach. Anam Cara means soul friend in Gaelic. And she's going to share a self-practice with us, a self-care practice tonight that's going to support you in acknowledging your fear and opening to the flow of giving and receiving love. I'm so excited to hear from you, Maggie. You're so amazing. And we've been friends, Maggie and I, soul friends for several years now, and she does amazing things in the world. So you are going to be empowered by Maggie to connect your own wisdom and bring clarity during this confusing time. So take it away, Maggie.
Okay, I'm ready. I started this year feeling like I was either shot out of a cannon or that a cannonball hit me in the chest. You know, shot out being woohoo, all these opportunities, and then being hit in the chest with fear and anxiety. In January, I was at the hospital with two friends. One was making her transition. She was leaving the earth, dying. Well, I had another friend, same hospital, giving birth to a baby. And the contrast of the joy and the fear and sadness was unbelievable. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what is this year going to be like? And here we are today. Little did I know we would be together here doing this in this time of uncertainty. And what I know is that it's important for us to acknowledge our fear, what we're going through right now, because it's real. And in that place of acknowledgement, we can then move to a place of love and light. So we acknowledge the fear and we move to the light. Now, how do we do that? Well, the first thing is to connect with your Anam Cara. And the Anam Cara is your soul friend, as Erin shared. It's that person in your life. It's a Celtic tradition that if you have a person in your life that you can go to in your deepest, darkest shadows, in your fear and anxiety, they are there to reflect back to you that you are loved and that you are loved. And so my first thing to share with you is to find your Anam Cara. And I want to acknowledge all of you that are here tonight and that are part of this group, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, because Erin has created a space for Anam Caras to come, be in a place of fear, and then be reminded that there is love and there is light. And so thank you for that, Erin. The second thing I want to invite you to do is, right now, it's so amazing how much healing is happening with Mother Nature and our earth. You can feel it, you can see the vibrancy. And what I want to do is invite you to go outside, put your feet on the ground. You don't have to live at the ocean, you don't have to live in the mountains. You can go on your stoop, put your feet on the ground and feel the healing energy that's going on right now in our world, and allow it to come up and take 3 deep breaths. 1, bringing in love and expressing gratitude. And as you do that, then let it go up and out, and that will change your vibration and it'll have a ripple effect. And then finally, the last thing I want to share with you in my time tonight is what I'm passionate about, which is oracle cards. And the oracle is a system that allows us to get out of our head, that place when we're ruminating and fear and anxiety and we're spinning, and bring us down into our heart. It brings clarity and confidence and love into your experience. They act like they're like a flashlight or a GPS system. And so some of you may have used oracle cards in the past or are using them right now. I invite you, if you have them, use them. Some of you have maybe even created your own deck, but and there may be some people here who have never even heard, they don't know what the heck I'm talking about. This is not tarot. That's a whole different thing. That's a fixed system. This is a system and a self-care tool that will support you in changing, moving from your head and fear into your heart. So tonight, the best way for us to start tonight is to set the intention. And so I decided to pull a card for us. And I'm using the deck that I'm using is the Spirit Animal deck, Spirit Oracle. And I chose an animal deck. There's many themes out there. There's crystals. There's so many decks. You just Google Oracle deck and you'll find them. What you'll do is, why I chose the animal deck is because we either all have animals, we love animals, we know someone who has an animal, or we've been to a zoo. So I figured this is universal. So I'm just going to ask, what do we need to do to move from fear and anxiety to love and light? So let's just take a deep breath. I'm grateful for this information as I connect to the oracle that will support me in my own wisdom. And the card that I chose, this is perfect, especially for those who have never pulled cards. I got the porcupine, and it's time for a beginner mind. And so those of you who have never used these cards, this is a perfect invitation for you. And so how do we move from fear to love? Well, let's see what the porcupine says. I'm gonna go to the card and read it. Do I have time? How am I doing, Erin? Can I share this, a brief part of the brief message from this? 48, beginner mind. And what that says to me is to be in a place of not having to figure everything out and not having to know all the answers, and take each day, one day at a time, and keep choosing fear over and over and over again. So let's see. And when I read this to you, I invite you to listen to a message, a word, a sentence that resonates, that will support you in tapping into your wisdom, and that will help you to move from being in fear in your head to your heart. So here's what the porcupine says. When porcupine spirit calls your name, you are being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old, confining stories no longer have a hold on you, which is perfect for right now. We are in uncertainty. We're making this up as we go. There's been so many things that have been happening in the world that have been changing that we would never even have dreamed of. So being in beginner mind helps us to be creative. Let me read one more little sentence and then we'll move on. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you've been seeking, whether it's a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Who knew? Porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. Be playful. Okay, that's a great invitation for us right now, especially being in our sanctuaries. We need to be playful. And so there's so much waiting for you that you have yet to discover. And so that is my invitation to you. If you want to know more about Oracle cards, you can come to the Anam Cara House with Maggie Schreiber on Facebook. I do a reading every Thursday at 12 o'clock. And next Thursday, I'm going to be offering a complimentary come and be supported by the oracles from 1 to 2. And if you're interested, Erin, how should they get in touch with, oh, you know what, go to the Anam Cara House? Is that okay? Or how do you want them to contact me? Does it matter? Should they Facebook message you or?
Nope, they can contact you, and you can,
Okay.
why don't you put your link to the Anam Cara House Facebook page
Perfect.
in the comments on the Facebook
video. Okay, perfect. All right,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Erin, for creating such an amazing space. And thank you all of 500 people that have said yes to choosing love over fear. So
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Maggie. That was awesome. Great way to launch this speaker hour. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, up next is the amazing Jake Valentine. He is a motivational speaker and success coach, and he's my coach, and he's amazing. And he's going to share tonight how to focus on the good. And when you focus on the good, you get more of it. So thank you so much, Jake, for being here. Take it away.
First of all, Erin, let's see, am I muted? No, I'm good. Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to Erin for putting this together, and everyone who is watching this. Everyone who is watching this right now, I would love it if you pop into the comments. Thank you to Erin for putting this on, because I think it is so good. So I'm going to tell you a little story. Back a long time ago, I was 9 years old, and I had a best friend named Winston who lived across the street from me. One day, Winston came over, and he came into the backyard, and I was there in the backyard. This day was a little bit different because he had a golf ball in his hand. He had this golf ball in his hand. He pulled it out of his pocket. He held it up, and he held it like this, and he said, "Hey, Jake, I'm going to hit you in the head with this golf ball." I didn't like the way that this game was going. I did not want to participate in this game. But Winston said it again. "I'm going to hit you in the head with this golf ball." He said it in a way that only a 9-year-old boy can. Kind of a neener, neener, neener kind of a voice, if you know what I mean. Story's not very long. We're about 3 feet away from each other. He reaches back. He throws the golf ball as hard as he can. It comes. This is the last thing I see before it hits me right in between the eyes, and I'm literally knocked out cold on the floor. I am knocked out. Boom. I am knocked out cold. I wake up 5 minutes later. I'm on my couch. My dad's there. My brother's there. For some reason, Winston was not there. He had fled the scene of the crime, and so he was no longer there. Now, my brother reminded me recently that the bump on my head was so big that it looked like there was a golf ball coming out from underneath my skin. It really looked this big. And you know these little dimples on the golf ball? Well, those were imprinted on my forehead. So anyway, it was a good time. Winston and I, we remained friends, which means my criteria for friendship is very low. But we stayed friends. You know, he's still a friend of mine. But around 18, I said, "Hey, man, do you remember the time that you knocked me out with a golf ball? Do you remember that?" And he says, "Yeah, I remember that." And I said, "What were you thinking? What was going on? Why were you doing that? What was going on in your head? Why on earth did you think that was a good idea?" And he said, "You know, it's actually kind of interesting. I didn't actually want to hit you. I just wanted to scare you." I'm like, "Okay, what, you scared me half to death. What do you mean you wanted to scare me?" And he said, "I wanted to throw the golf ball right next to you." Those of you who have a 9-year-old or have ever had a 9-year-old would understand that that's something that they would think is a good idea. But he said, "I wanted to throw it right next to your head, but I was focusing so hard on not hitting your head that I hit you in the head. Because I was looking at your forehead saying, don't throw it there. Don't hit him in the head. Don't hit him in the head. Don't hit him in the head." And of course, it went right where he was focusing on. See, now there is a point to this story. The point to the story is whatever we focus on, that's what we tend to get. That's what we tend to see. There's countless stories of people on back roads, icy back roads in the middle of the winter that spin out. And these roads, there's nothing on these roads except every 100 yards, there's a telephone pole. And somehow they hit the one telephone pole that's there. And why? It's because when they're spinning, they're saying, don't Don't hit that, don't hit that, don't hit that. They don't want to go there. If you're on a bike and you see a pothole, you don't look at the pothole, you look at where you actually want to go. And this applies to us in our lives. See, whatever we focus on, we tend to see more of. And if we focus on all the problems, that's all we're going to see. But if we focus on the good, we're going to find more of it. Now, I believe that there is so much good in the world. And if we choose to focus on it, we will find more of it. But if all we're looking for is the problems, that's all we're going to find. Now, I am not saying that the world is rainbows and unicorns, and I'm not saying that this is made up or anything like that. There are certainly problems in the world. But if you're focusing on the good, you can always find so much more of it. And sometimes the good that we are focusing on is not pretending that there's no problems. It's saying, you know what? There is a problem, and the good news is that I can do something about it. So what I'm going to encourage all of you to do is when you're focusing on the good, the first thing that you're going to focus on is solutions. See, I would rather be in a mindset of solutions than a mindset of problems. Because whenever I'm in the mindset of solutions, see, whatever you're looking for, you can find more of. And if I'm looking for solutions, I can find more solutions. So any problem that is there, you can find those. You can find the solutions. The second thing when it comes to focusing on the good is looking at your life and seeing what you are grateful for. Seeing what you are grateful for, because there is so much good in the world. Yes, we're in a kind of crazy situation. We are. Let's just admit that. This is really unprecedented. But yet, we have so much to be grateful for. We have so much to be grateful for. There is so much good in the world. And if all you're doing is focusing on the problems or focusing on how bad things can get, well, then not only is that all you're going to see, but you're not even going to enjoy the time now. Right now, you're okay. Right now, you're okay. So don't fear things that have not happened yet. We haven't experienced it yet. Let's continue to focus on the good. Now, the third thing when it comes to focusing on the good, number 3, is focus on the simple things and appreciate the simple things, because there's just so much simple beauty in the world all around us. There's simple beauty going on. And lastly, see the silver linings in everything. See the silver linings in all that's going on. Yes, there are certainly problems going on, but at the same time, I have seen more compassion. I've seen more kindness. I have seen more empathy from a world that I would say 3 weeks ago seemed a little bit meaner, seemed a little bit harsher. And today there's a lot more good, a lot more people who are looking out for each other and doing what they can. I want you to be able to look at this situation and to be able to see that you not only can get through this, but you can thrive through this situation. You absolutely can, because there is good to come. There are things that you can do. You can contribute. You can make a difference. You can make a powerful difference in your life and in your community, in your neighborhood. And, maybe you can't do the things that you once were able to do, but, I have a friend who is a DJ, and he started this thing. His name's Rob Ferre. He started this thing called Mobile DJ. He started going into neighborhoods with his car, with all of his DJ equipment in his car, turning on the stuff and with the microphone, inviting people to come out onto their property, staying on their doorstep or their driveway and joining a community dance. How cool is that? So ask yourself, what can you do? How can you use your talents, your skills, your abilities to shine the light on those around you? So I'm going to do one thing here to shine some light with something that I love to do, and I think that this is perfectly pertinent for this time. I'm going to share a song with you guys. So, to me, this is the ultimate focus on the good song, and it's really about appreciating the small things. Look at the small things, and the one thing that I've noticed is, you know what? Yeah, maybe everyone else is staying home, but I still hear the birds out there chirping and singing, and it's so wonderful, and it's such an incredible thing. So I'm going to leave you with this. Thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. Thank you, Aaron. And let's all choose to focus on the good. I hope you will too. Don't don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing and don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds outside my doorstep, singing sweet, sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. 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 Now, my message to you is I choose to focus on the good. I hope that you will too. Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I have goosebumps from that. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Jake. I didn't know we were going to be graced with music tonight.
Well, I just decided right before we started, I said, hey, I'll do that.
Yay. Thank you. Jake, make sure you tell everyone how they can get in touch with you. And if you have anything, any free gifts or anything for them, make sure to put that in the comments.
Thank you. Well, the best thing is if you are a speaker, author, or coach, or anyone who wants to make a positive difference in the world, come join us in the Speakers, Authors, and Coaches Network. You can just search that on Facebook. That's a free Facebook group, Speakers, Authors, and Coaches Network. I'll see you in there.
Yay. Thanks, Jake. All right. Next, we're going to hear from Miss Stephanie Hyde. Stephanie is amazing. She is going to talk about the benefits of looking at the world through rose tinted glasses tonight. And Stephanie is a Reclaim Your Path and Power coach for women over 40. So I'm super excited to hear from Stephanie. Stephanie, you're amazing. I love it. Take it away, Steph.
Thank you, Erin. I'm really, really happy to be here. And I want to talk about rose tinted glasses. These are rose tinted, and I always get rose tinted. And I have a funny story to share. I was in my 20s and I went with my boyfriend to Zion, Bryce, and Grand Canyon. And I had rose tinted glasses and he had Varnays. You guys remember Varnays? They put a yellow tint on everything. And gosh, you know, Bryce, Zion, and Grand Canyon are the most beautiful places in the world. And every time we would go to a vista or someplace to look at, my view was better. My rose tinted glasses made everything look more beautiful. And it became a big running joke. My glasses were magical. Now, it is an ex-boyfriend, and he did not see the world the same way that I did. He didn't. I liked my magical view, and we broke up not only because of the rose tinted glasses, but he just saw things differently. And so we broke up, and I continued to look at the world through rose tinted glasses. And the world is a better looking place, and it just takes a little effort. Sometimes it doesn't take effort at all. But right now, it takes some effort. So I think it's really important that we talk about the benefits, because we do have a choice. We have a choice every day to look at things and decide for ourselves, is this a disaster or is this an opportunity? And I think it's an opportunity, but you have to decide for yourself. Being positive, first thing I've been telling everybody this week, positivity keeps your immune system strong. And we need that right now. We need to stay as strong as we can in our mind and in our body. So please, you guys, when you think about your day-to-day and what you see and what you feel, please stay positive, because it will keep you strong. And our immune system needs that. It reminds me of, this is kind of a funny story, but there's the glass is half full and the glass is half empty kind of people, right? Or either or. Well, there's a new category. And I've seen it just with my own eyes in observing people. We look at the glass, is it half full or is it half empty? Or some people look at it and say, that's not my glass. That is not being positive. It has to be, it can be full or empty, but please own that glass because it's somebody's glass. So just a funny little observation that I have noticed, and I don't want to talk about millennials or anything, but the glass is full. The glass is half full. So one thing that I want to talk about is the benefits. You know, I think people that are positive, they strive for the common good. You know, if you're a positive person, you see challenges and opportunities, but you're able to overcome those challenges when you're positive. And positive people, people that look at the world with rose-tinted glasses, also see feedback as a welcomed opportunity and a growth opportunity instead of criticism, right? You know, everything we do is based off of what feedback we give ourselves. It's that little voice in your head. And that little voice in your head is you. So I always tell women, especially, we're so hard on ourselves and we have so much on our plates. And then given the current situation, there's even more on our plates and more on our minds. And we have to be kind to ourselves. That voice is you. And you should never talk to yourself the way we do. I would never talk to another human being in my life the way I talk to myself. So we have to stop, we have to take some deep breaths, and we have to regroup, and we have to see the positivity because, like Jake said, and we all know this, I have seen more love and more caring in our world lately. I feel like it's a better place. And that all comes from everything we're going through. It's a common fear. People that are positive, they also have better relationships. They nurture people. They're not looking for the quick fix or the quick, what can I get from you? They really generally care about people. So these are some of the payoffs. Happy people, big giveaway. If you take nothing home today, then this comment, please. Positive people deal with stress better, right? Right now, we all need self-care. We need sleep. I know I'm guilty of this. I had a hissy fit within the last 2 weeks, and it was all due to lack of sleep. I need to put my oxygen mask on first. If I don't, I can't take care of my family. I can't take care of myself. Sometimes we as women think it's selfish. It's not selfish. It's not selfish because we have to be positive. And I know mothers out there, women out there, we women, we set the tone for our house. We set the tone for the household. If my husband walks in grouchy from a day of work, I can either jump on his back and bring him down, or I can be the best cheerleader, right? Positivity. We said it. Talked about healthy immune system, people with positivity and a brighter outlook. They have more energy. They have more fun. Like right now, more than any time that we've ever had in our life, that I've ever had in my life, we need to have fun, laughter, fun little laughing fits and watching funny things on the internet. We do have that, but it's so important, you guys. And when we laugh, it just releases. I'll tell a strange story, but my daughter didn't feel well recently. And I remember when I was pregnant, I was afraid to have morning sickness on a boat. And I started to laugh because I was so embarrassed. And not that anyone's ever done this, but if you're about to get sick and you laugh, it helps. It's a crazy phenomenon because you've never done it before. But if you laugh, it makes it all go away. It's just kind of crazy. So please have fun out there every single day. Being positive, it also promotes hope and happiness. And it makes us all more successful in our private lives, in our business lives, in everything we do. So I don't know how I'm doing on time. How am I doing on time, Erin? 3 minutes. Okay. If you feel fear or if you feel uncertainty right now in these times we're having, just take some deep breaths and do a mental reset because you get to choose whatever path. You get to choose the positivity path or the negativity path. And it's all you're doing. So reset your mind, look at the brighter side, look at the good in everything and everyone right now, because I think if you look at the good and the good in everyone, you'll see it. If you look for the bad, you'll see that too. Nobody's perfect, and we're not supposed to be perfect. If you look at the brighter side, you'll have better coping skills to get through these hard times that we're all facing right now. So again, you guys, really focus on your inner voice. Filter your thoughts and stop blaming yourself. If we mess up, it's okay. We're human. But filter your thoughts, identify positivity in everything you do and the people that you meet and the way you structure your day. Get sleep and self-care, eat healthy, move your body. I can't tell you of a time if I've ever been a little negative, if I go work out, it's gone. It's just, it evaporates. So please focus on that. And what I would suggest is if you're having some trouble seeing the brighter side, just go to the dollar store. Go to the dollar store and get some rose tinted glasses. They work. Erin?
Thank you, Stephanie. That was amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Stephanie, make sure that you post in the comments over on Facebook in the group where they can find you. And if you have anything, any freebies or anything like that for them, make sure you let them know where they can get those too.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, next up we have Jenny Ritchie. Jenny is an intentional living coach, and she's going to talk all about embracing change, how to be intentional with your thoughts, and how to control what you can right now. There's a lot of things we can't control right now, but there's a lot of things we can. So Jenny's going to talk to us about that and how to follow your heart as well. So thank you, Jenny, for being here. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Erin. You know how much I love you. And I just appreciate and honor you. You are helping so many people gain confidence and just get out there and not only showing people, but by your energy, your exuberance. And this is just one of the ways you are reaching out to people and just making a huge difference in the world. So as Jake did, I just appreciate you so much for just who you are and what you're doing. So, mwah. So everything that's been said has been so awesome. Maggie, I love the porcupine card. That was so way cool. Jake, focusing on the good. You are such an example of that. And Stephanie, love the rose tinted glasses. I have been to Zion and Bryce, and it's all how we look at things. So way excited to be here with you tonight. So much is going on in this crazy world, right? And I love everything that's been said already. And I want to remind you, number one, that we get to decide some things. Sometimes we feel like this is out of control. If you're feeling like me or like people that I've been talking to and coaching, is that we feel like what we can control is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We can't control other people, right? We cannot control situations like this. We cannot control the fact that we have a virus. We cannot control these things, but what can we control? What can we decide? You know, we need to take back some of that power and make the decisions that we can make. So number one, we can decide how much news we watch, right? We decide how much of what's going on out there we take in. So that's the first decision we can make. I'm not going to tell you what to decide, but we absolutely have control of what we're taking in from the outside. Two is we decide to have fear or to have trust and faith. We absolutely have that decision. Do we fear or do we have trust and faith? And we can have trust in ourselves, our abilities, our gifts and strengths. We can have trust in God, source energy, other people. As Jake was talking about, we've seen a lot of goodness in the world right now. So I want to encourage you to make that decision to stay out of fear and stay in a place of trust and faith. We can also decide to control the things that we can. So what can we control? One of our mentors, Jack Canfield, talks about taking 100% responsibility. And we can control our behaviors. No one else can control the things that we do. There's some manipulation, but we have control over our behaviors. And that includes our words and our responses. So how are we responding? As Stephanie was saying, are we, lashing out? Are we staying cool? We control the responses that we make. Are the words that you're using serving you? Or what you're saying serving you? Are you saying things like, man, I'm so stressed. This is so scary. I don't know what's going on. Those types of words are not serving us. So are you saying, you know what, everything's going to be okay. We're going to be able to get through this. Who can I help? Things like that. Our behaviors, our words, and our responses are all within our control, as well as our thoughts. As these awesome speakers have been saying, we control the thoughts that we allow to stay. So thoughts come in all day long, right? Depending on limiting beliefs that we have, past challenges, situations, experiences in our life, our programming. Thoughts come in all day long. We control which ones we keep. That's completely up to us. No one else has control over that. We're the only ones that have control over that. And how do we know if how our words and thoughts are affecting us is how we feel? So check in with your emotions. If you're just going along and all of a sudden you're like, I feel terrible, right? I feel terrible. Ask yourself, what have you been listening to? What have you been saying? And what have you been thinking? And just take a look back at that and see what stories are going on. See what you're thinking, what you're saying. And just know 100% that you decide. You decide. Nobody else has that power. We decide what those things are. I also want to tell you, talk about embracing change. There is so much going on right now, right? There is change all around us. And we want to stay open. I want to stay open to possibilities. I was listening to a call that Jake was doing the other day, and he had said this the greatest thing. And I've told 10 people, Jake, but I've credited you every time. And it was disruption creates opportunity. I loved that phrase because it does. Disruption creates opportunity, opportunity for us to change within ourselves, opportunity for us to help other people change, to discover new hobbies, right? We're home. So what kind of stuff do we want to do? But if we leave ourselves and our hearts open, then we can see more of those possibilities. It's when we're all tied up and we're afraid and we're just think that things are out of control is when we can't be open. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, is to embrace change, to stay open, and to know that you have power. This is a really simple example, but we've been cooking a lot more at home, right? I don't know if you have, but I have. More than I've been used to. I have to say we were more on the side of takeout or eating out. And the other day I was sitting in the kitchen and my family was going to play a little game. And my daughter, who is 25 and going to be a mom herself in 10 weeks, she said, "Mom, are you gonna come play with us?" And I said, "Well, I'm making this salad." "I don't want to make this salad. I want to come play the game." And it just hit me. It was a small thing, but it hit me because we choose. We choose. Do things that bring you some joy, right? There's some things we still have to do, but we have more time to decide what we want to do. So do things that bring you joy. Stay open to possibility. Stand in your power. Look at yourself in the mirror. Appreciate yourself for how you are navigating this. You know, some of my clients are putting too high expectations on themselves, right? Okay, I've got all this time now. I can do this. And then they get back in overwhelm and they feel like I'm not doing anything. And then the self beat up begins. And we don't want that. So keep your expectations of what you can or want to accomplish during this time at a good pace, but also be patient with yourself. If you binge watch TV one night, that's okay. Forgive yourself, right? And that's the place where we can connect more with our heart. Forgiving ourselves, have some self-compassion. I mean, we do want to, keep our businesses going and keep things rolling, but also just be patient with yourself. Be aware of the messages and the words that you're saying, the mental messages that you're allowing to stay, because you are so powerful. You have so much inside you that is just amazing, amazing. I do want to share with you a little bit. A lot of this is coming from a workbook that I'm working on reinvention. So my mom and I have had this project for a couple of years, and the messages are like, people need this, and this is the time for reinvention. So if you would like to, I'll put my website in the comments, and go ahead and reach out to me. Just hit contact on my website, and I would love to keep you informed about this reinvention information and what's going to be coming down the pipe. So I'm super excited about it and how it's gonna help other people. So you choose, stand in your power. You're absolutely incredible. And that's what I want to share with you tonight.
Yay. Thank you so much, Jenny. That was awesome. Super inspiring. Appreciate you being here. And everyone, make sure to reach out to Jenny if you want to get that workbook when it comes out. And Jenny, please put your website information in the comments on Facebook too, on the video.
Awesome. Thanks, Erin. I'll do it.
Yes. All right. It's my turn, you guys. So I'm going to talk about how to be the light. Okay. Because that's what we're here for in this group, right? How to be the light. This is a time in the world that your light is so needed to uplift and empower other people. And how to do that is to be more confident, spread your message. That is more important than ever right now, to be a beacon of light. The world needs leaders to step up right now. Leaders are born in times of disruption, and they need you and your message right now, okay? When people are afraid, they're seeking confidence and clarity from their leaders. They need to know which way to go, what to do, and they need hope and light through this darkness. That's why I started this group, right? Because we need light right now in this time of darkness. So be the light that those people are seeking. Some of you are business owners, some of you are not. Everyone can make an impact, whether you have a following or whether you have your family and friends and people on Facebook following you. You can be the light that they are seeking right now, okay? I personally primarily work with women entrepreneurs, and they have big visions, right? So they have people that are following them and watching them, but any single person, any of you watching, no matter what you do, you can share your message and light with the world. So I want you to ask yourself, how can I share my light? Ask yourself and comment on the Facebook Live. Share in the comments, how can you share your light right now? Part of what I'm doing to share my light right now is starting this Be the Light group and sharing speakers every week that are sharing their light and their message to empower you to